Well, thank you, Jeremy. Jane Allen, our CEO, wish she could be here today, but she had something come up. And so I wanted to make sure to just take a moment to thank everybody for coming here to InFlight First Look. Now in its third year, InFlight is a year-long program supporting the growth and development of high-growth startups in Nashville from any industry. This year, we're excited to say we launched our most mature cohort of InFlight to date. So all of you amazing businesses in here, our average revenue for you all is $770,000, and the teams are split into two tracks, high growth and the small to mid-sized businesses. We'll continue our commitment to helping these teams achieve growth through curriculum, community, connections, and coaching. Today, you'll be hearing from the founders as they introduce themselves to the EC community. We're grateful to have such amazing partners for this program: Launch Tennessee, Fourth Capital, Silver Falcon, Bradley, and CLA, who you'll also be hearing from. And our CEO, Jane Allen, does wish she could join today. And she looks forward to also seeing you all later in the programming, because she's going to be a part of programming as you kind of go through it. So you'll get a good chance to meet with Jane, see her, and she's super grateful to the sponsors, partners, and to the entrepreneurs in this program.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. So yeah, if for those that don't know me already, my name is Jeremy Raley. I am the InFlight program director, which means I get to work with each of these founders on a regular basis and supporting them and making sure that they're connected to the right resources, connections, tools that the EC provides. John really summed it up really nicely that, InFlight is all about supporting these high growth founders in Nashville. And what the two things Nashville's known the most for is well, mainly healthcare and also music, but there's also a lot of really great startups that are Nashville based that are not in these two industries. But it's our hope with InFlight that we can connect those founders. They can share share best practices and resonate with each other of being Nashville founders. And that's what we're here to talk about today and here to introduce you guys to. So quickly, before we get going, I'm going to introduce a few of our partners and kind of invite them to just unmute themselves and give a quick introduction to who they are and what their organization does. So as we go kind of in order, I'll just call on each of those individuals to unmute themselves and give a little insight into who they are and what they do. And also, I just do want to say, these programs wouldn't be possible without it. The EC is a nonprofit, and these programs are subsidized by the contributions that these organizations and donors make. And so we're just really thankful for them. But not only do they support with dollars, but they also support with expertise, with their time, and with their resources and supporting the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So first up is my dear friend, Chris Hatch, who is with Launch Tennessee.
Hey there. Always good to see my dear friend Jeremy and John and quite a few other familiar faces on the call. As Jeremy said, I'm Chris Hatch, the Capital Formation Manager at Launch Tennessee. We are super, super proud and glad to be a part of the EC family and support great programs like this. We are a public-private partnership with the state with the goal of making Tennessee the most startup-friendly state in the nation. We do that across several different kind of focus areas: capital access, which is my domain, market access and corporate partnerships, talent pipeline development, broad ecosystem development, and then advocacy for policy as it relates to startups. We've invested in a few EC alums, including POSSIP and Healing Innovations, and are always just glad to be supportive of the great work that's going on there. And I'm actually a pre-flight alum, so I've been familiar with the organization for quite a while.
Represent pre-flight, and that's actually, pre-flight is a program historically that we've had that is for entry-level entrepreneurs that are just have an idea. It's kind of called the Don't Quit Your Day Job program, and pre-flight is all about validating an idea and seeing if it's an opportunity that's worth pursuing. And then in-flight is kind of the next step in that journey to you've launched, you're in the market, and it's time to kind of take the next steps. And so thank you so much, Chris. Next, we have Jake with Bradley.
Hi, I'm Jake Nye at Bradley, Aaron, Bolt Cummings. We're a full-service law firm here in town. Been here in Nashville for about 100 years. We do all sorts of business law, from startup, getting you up and running with corporate work, handling lease. If you need hiring your first employees, protecting your intellectual property, which is what I do as a patent and intellectual property attorney, to when you get sued on something. Eventually it happens, and help you through those issues as well. We've been a sponsor for InFlight for several years, or I think Link for all 3 years, and with the EC for longer than that. So really pleased to meet all of you, and looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, Jake actually led the Bradley sort of session last year with InFlight on just kind of legal best practices. So really lucky to have you guys on board. Up next is a new neighbor. You guys might have heard us talking about partying on the roof at the new Fourth Capitol building whenever we're back in action. But I'm excited to welcome Brian from Fourth Capitol.
Yeah, Brian Heinrichs. I'm the president and CEO of Fourth Capitol Bank. Honored to be a partner of the EC, and as Jeremy mentioned, we're also a neighbor. We're right across the street in Peabody Plaza. So a little bit about us. Our tagline's decidedly local. So our Nashville surrounding area is our sole focus, which is a little bit unique from some of the other banks in the market. We're privately held. We're focused on building long-term, mutually beneficial relationships, and we think like a startup. So excited to be on here today and hear the pitches, and check us out. Thanks a lot.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Brian. Yeah, they have a beautiful new building that they're sharing with Concord and a few others right across the street from the EC. So we're lucky to have you guys in our neck of the woods. And last, representing the partners that are in person here today, we have Marcus from CLA, another kind of new neighbor within the EC. But yeah, I'll let Marcus explain a little bit more.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Marcus Bowman with CLA. We are excited to be kind of a new partner in the things that the EC is doing in the community. Super excited to be a participant in that. CLA is a professional services firm, and we exist to create opportunities for our clients, for our people, and for our communities. So the way we do that is we promise to know you and help you. We are a pretty good sized organization, about 7,000 people in 120 locations across the United States, but we all work together as one CLA family to deliver seamless service. So really there isn't much we can't do, but our focus when we come together with folks to talk is to ask you what it is that you need to get to know you a little bit better. And whatever you need, there's a good chance that somewhere within the CLA family, we've got someone who can step in and help. So thanks again for having us here. We're excited to hear the pitches and glad to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Marcus. And then one team that they had a kind of a last minute issue pop up is Silver Falcon Capital. Paul sends his apologies of not being able to join, but Silver Falcon, they're actually based in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they are a VC firm that does cross-industry investments. They do a lot within the kind of consumer health space and sort of health products. And so definitely check them out. They're getting their roots kind of more and more based in Nashville, and InFlight is one way that they want to get involved and support the Nashville community. And we're really lucky for their support. So yeah, I want to kind of just go ahead and start working towards the pitches. What I'm going to send right now in the comments, and it's going to be with a different account, but it should still say Jeremy, is a form, a job form. And so basically, if you open this up, what it will do is it'll list out the names of all the companies. And there's a button that says, I'd like to follow up. And then there's a little text box next to each company that allows you to put notes, comments. And what we ask is that if you have ways that you're looking to either support, connect, or just get involved with any of the teams, that you click the checkbox of who you would like to follow up with and give us a little info of why or what questions you might have, and we'll do our best job to make those connections happen. Part of the InFlight First Look experience is an introduction of themselves to the community, right? And so what these teams are not only doing is kind of providing a concise message of who they are, but also they're in InFlight for a reason. They're looking for support. They're looking for supporters. That could be investors, that could be potential partners or customers that could use the product or service, that could be kind of key advisors. And so you might hear a few asks from the teams as we get going throughout the program. And this is a way that we've tried to make it a little bit easy for you to do that, to do as such. So please use that form. It'll generate a response to the EC team. And then, yeah, we'll be in touch kind of with ways to follow up and engage and support. So with that, we're going to get into the pitches. And I'm really excited. John kind of highlighted it a bit, but this year there is, it's a little bit different. So InFlight is in its third year, and we've learned a lot in the first 2 years. One is that there's a little bit of a difference in the types of businesses that are in this year's cohort. While all of them are looking for ways to kind of grow and scale, models are a thing with these businesses. And so up first, you'll hear from the high growth teams. And what we mean by high growth is they have sort of a model that's ready to scale already, and that they, in a sense, their customer reach is wide ranging, not regional. And then up after that, we'll hear from what we call the small to mid-sized businesses and enterprises. And that's just, once again, more so in the model of that the company is. All of these teams are in InFlight because they're looking to grow, and that they're looking to figure out ways to build a model that they can pour fuel on the fire. And that's part of the InFlight process. But for starters, we're starting to kind of separate out a little bit more, just so that the conversations are relevant, support is relevant for where those teams are at. So up first, I'm really excited to introduce a new InFlighter, and we're going to be welcoming Tracy with Apto Global to the stage. And once again, it'll be 1 minute pitch, and then we'll all shout out, give some celebration, some praise, and then I'll take it from there to get on to the next one. So Tracy, are you out there in Zoom land?
I am. I'm up front with a name that starts with A and only has 4 letters. So I brought this on myself. Being up front.
Right. Yeah, right. That's the startup. That's the startup strategy, is to go first. You just start your company with an A name and you get up there.
Exactly. Exactly. Thanks, Jeremy.
So yeah, whenever you're ready. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, yeah, my name is Tracy Snowden. I'm the CEO and founder of Apto Global. I parlayed Apto from a service-based business model because we estimate that about 2.8 billion humans on the planet need to be able to learn to speak human. They need to be able to overcome logistical barriers, sociocultural barriers, language barriers in a very nuanced way in order to succeed academically, socially, and professionally. And they're spending about $376 billion on these services. But one of the problems that they have is that very often they're leveraging 6 or 7 different online tools or offline services to overcome those challenges. If you've ever traveled, interacted virtually, or relocated across cultures, you know what I'm talking about. So enter Apto. Apto means adapt in the Latin. And we are working very aggressively as a young and hungry team with strong strategic advisory board to become the go-to platform for cross-cultural exchange. No one has come into this market and formed a marketplace to be able to accommodate all things culture, language, and travel logistics in one place. So that is what we're doing. Now, you can't address 2.8 billion people all at one time. So we're starting with a focus in higher education, where there is currently an existential crisis. and competitive advantage to recruit these students is absolutely necessary. About 12% of the population, which are predominantly international students, are making up on average 30 to 70% of that revenue, and they need to ensure that positive end-to-end experience. So how we make money is currently we are selling to the university, through the university, and with the university. So for example, University of Memphis, which is one of our clients, we sell 17,000 in annual recurring licenses, but we also have revenue sharing opportunities with those partners to make up to $100,000 in annual recurring revenue through one partner per year. That partner also brings us roughly 21 global exchange partners, so hot leads that we can also sell to. And in Q4, we saw our student user base go from about 1,400 students to 59,000 students, and we are gearing up to go. We are in the process of completing a consumer application, and we have a partnership underway with the Made for Samsung partner program that would put our application pre-installed in about 99 million devices in the pilot phase. So we also have a model for growing out beyond higher education and direct to consumer. What we're looking for investors who are really interested in solving very compelling sustainability problems, future of education, future of work, and social 2.0. And we're also looking for introductions to provosts and decision makers in higher ed.
Bada bing, little virtual round of applause for Tracy. Thank you so much, Tracy. Yep. And so once again, you guys all have access to that form. And so if there's questions or things that you want to connect with Tracy about, we can definitely do so. And so for the, I'm messaging with my friend Andrew Beatty on the side, and he was asking about slides. And I wanted to point out kind of, for those of you that aren't familiar with an elevator pitch is you get into an elevator with a potential investor or customer or someone that you really want to get involved, and you only have about a minute to convince them of why they should get involved with your company. The goal is not that they write a check by the end of that elevator ride, but it's that they maybe want to take a meeting to learn more about that. Hence there not being any slides, except for this descriptor one that we have included. But all of these teams have additional assets, including pitch decks and one pagers that if you are interested in following up, we can make that happen. So just know that just because it's a shorter pitch with no slides, the teams are just kind of doing their best to convince you right now to take a follow-up meeting with them. So thank you so much, Tracy. And with that, I'm going to introduce the next entrepreneur that we have up and doing some exciting things in the live event space. And it's my good friend Ira with Q Audio. Ira, are you out there?
I am. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Sounds crispy.
Crispy clean. Good. Great. Well, thanks guys. I'm Ira Akers, co-founder at Q Audio. How do you synchronize thousands of devices at the exact same time? Well, if you ask Coldplay, Taylor Swift, and the Super Bowl, they'd say you pay $3 to $4 per person, deploy hundreds of volunteers, set up expensive hardware in every venue, all for a light-up wristband. We thought, why don't we use what all fans already have with them, their smartphone? The problem is you can't use Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cell service, not even 5G. The network won't work. The only way to synchronize smartphones down to a millisecond is through sound. So using high frequency inaudible audio to transmit small payloads of data, we've created mass synchronized moments all over the world without adding one piece of hardware, thanks to our proprietary acoustic modem. We've worked with teams in the NFL, NHL, NBA, over 50 Division I Power 5 universities, theme parks, corporate events, and sold out tours. But we didn't stop there. We realized we'd created an audio QR code that can be deployed in a myriad of ways. For example, we're currently in a contact tracing application in Myanmar, a rideshare ticketing platform in India, proximity marketing at all Halfords in the UK, and we're working with Comcast to pilot a new standard in accessibility where we help customers with impaired vision easily receive information through these audio QR codes. Finally, during COVID, we recently doubled down on live events, purchasing a well-known app company right here in Nashville called Oompa. They powered apps for Coachella, Lollapalooza, and Bonnaroo. Our vision is to create one mobile solution for the entire live event experience and enable any company in the world to license our acoustic modem to connect devices completely local and offline. We're ready to grow. I'm Ira Akers, co-founder of Q. Thanks.
Snaps for Ira. Well done, my friend. Yeah, really exciting technology in space and demonstrated traction. We're really excited about having Q Audio in this space and with entertainment and live music and honestly sports becoming so prevalent here in Nashville. We're really excited about Q and their ability to engage with the Nashville market and ecosystem. So thank you so much, Ira. Up next, we actually have a team that participated last year in InFlight, and we're really excited about what they were continuing to work on and felt that we could still be of help with this company. It's one of those that's like, why didn't I think of that? But I'm really excited to introduce Harry with Filter Joy. Harry, are you out there?
Ready to go. Hi, I'm Harry, founder of Filter Joy, a fun subscription that delivers air filters to your door when it's time to change them, always ship free. 100 million homes in the US rely on air filters to keep indoor air clean. Yet a whopping 82% of those households don't routinely change them. Why? You forget? It's a loser chore, and buying the right air filters for your home is a big hassle. So we created a simpler, smarter buying experience that allows you to skip the store, order online once, and get an unforgettable air filter delivery with fun games and healthy pet treats too. We've built the best value, the best delivery, and the best subscriber experience in our space. Filter Joy launched in 2018, and since we've shipped tens of thousands of deliveries to subscribers in 48 states. And during the 2020 pandemic, our business thrived. Yesterday, we moved into our new Gallatin, Tennessee fulfillment center to better manage our 4X growth in 2021 and begin plans to manufacture our innovative air filter design that folds and fits into your mailbox. It's pretty cool. Less packaging, less cost, and less hassle to throw away. Filter Joy, happier delivered.
Love it. Nailed it. Harry, thank you so much. Yeah, virtual snaps. These are moving quickly, but I'm really excited about Filter Joy and some of their different products and things that they have coming up that hopefully we'll get a sneak peek at and as they continue to grow. They're also moving into a larger facility and are just keeping up with the demand for cleaner air. So Harry, well done. We're excited to have you in the program. And with that, we will go on to the next one. Another repeat InFlighter that really excited to continue to support. We have Amanda with Have to Have. You out there, Amanda?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. So offline retail during COVID, it's kind of scary, but even with COVID, over 80% of retail conversions are still happening in store. But if you think about it for a retailer, 15 to 30% of their foot traffic walks out the door without them knowing who they are. So that means 70% of their sales is literally walking out of the door, because unless you make it to the register, the retailer has no idea what you were looking at in store or how to bring you back. Now, if online cart abandonment represents a $4 trillion opportunity for the retail industry, in-store abandonment represents a $9 trillion opportunity. And there is no solution that doesn't require some type of hardware, install, heavy integration. My name is Amanda Latifi. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Have to Have, and we are unlocking the most impactful data set in retail, which is that offline data set. We are a patented offline retail technology platform that is utilizing SMS to both capture and convert shoppers while they're in store or even after they've left. I'm going to take a different approach this time in pitching and not really tell you how we do it. I'd love for you to follow up, but there's no apps, there's no login, there's no hardware to install. It's all via SMS. You may have heard me mention at the beginning that we're now a patent platform. So major shout out to Bradley for helping us get that done. Our platform is now patented and we are continuing to evolve our patent. We are patent pending on the way we're utilizing QR codes now. Last year, we were a 2020 New York Fashion Tech Lab company. We were the Hot 12 to focus on at the Innovation Mansion at the National Retail Federation. We'll be presenting at New York Fashion Tech Online Week this year. Our retail partners see about a 15 to 50x ROI. We have no churn. We're growing within our verticals, and we are delivering a new SMB strategy feature and developing a new product platform to help service even more SMB clients. So what we're looking for is more retail connections, especially within SMBs or enterprise. We're also prepping for a raise, but right now we're focused on growth. So introductions are always welcome.
Good job.
Nailed it. For everyone that's coming on board, I am resending a form which will allow you to both indicate interest in teams that you're wanting to chat with and about whatever it is that you're wanting to connect about. So for Amanda, who did the straight up elevator pitch of not really saying what it does, but generating interest, you can use that form to indicate that you would like to take a meeting or you would like to offer support in any particular way. I especially, my nonprofit EC InFlight Heart loves hearing that Amanda was able to use Bradley's legal services on the patent front. And that's exactly how the ecosystem, when it's working, is demonstrated. So thank you, Amanda. Great job. Up next, this is a newer startup into the Nashville ecosystem. Matt got in touch with us about Meg, and we're really excited about what they're working on. And so with that, I will kick it over to Matt if you're out there.
Thank you. Yes. All right. So we're Meg. And the problem we're trying to solve right now is that only about 20% of students K through 12 in the United States are learning a second language. And we all know there's overwhelmingly positive cognitive benefits and social benefits of second language acquisition. But unfortunately, we have a world language teacher shortage in this country, and programs are typically too costly for your average school to add on. So the solution we provide is that we connect classrooms with professional teachers in Latin America and China who deliver live interactive Spanish and Mandarin lessons over video conference. By connecting with an enthusiastic and engaging native speaker of the language in the country of study, students get a real-time application of their language skills and build on integrative motivation for language learning. And that's the motivation that's tied to wanting to connect with somebody and learn more about their background and culture. It's the most effective motivation when it comes to second language acquisition. We provide an affordable and quality world language program that is attainable for all schools. Why now? In an increasingly globalized and interconnected world, students will be better served in speaking a second language and increasing their overall global awareness. Some of our recent progress in the last 3 years, we've gone from teaching just 30 classes a week in the US to over 130 classes a week. We've secured contracts with the largest school district in the US and are now in 10 different states. What we're looking for is more introductions to K through 12 decision makers. Thanks.
Good job.
Bada bing. Thank you, Matt. Once again, newer to the Nashville sort of ecosystem in comparison to some of the other companies represented here. So definitely any connections or support that can be offered to Matt and the Meg team, that would be great. Am I like super zoomed in from what you guys can see? No? Do I look normal?
You look normal. You're good.
You're normal.
Okay. I have dual screens going, and what I'm looking at is like, you can only see like this part of my face. Anyway, now that is settled, all the tech issues, this next founder is also in the education space and is one that's been in the Entrepreneur Center for a while, and really lucky to have her both as a founder that is solving a really interesting problem, but also just as a leader in the community in that she's supportive of other programs like Twin Day, and actually serves on the board at EC. So with that, I'll welcome Shawnee Dowell to the virtual stage to pitch Possum.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Shawnee Dowell. I am the founder of Possum. So there are over 2.2 billion children globally, and over $1.5 trillion is spent in the US alone between parents and schools to strengthen kids and the institutions that serve them. But with the world more divided and disconnected and complex than ever before, We see a gap between parents and schools that feels wider than ever. And so at POSIP, we changed this. We strengthened the bridge between families and schools using our automated and routine text messaging platform. So with over 700 schools and across 26 states using POSIP, we enable almost 400,000 parents to share their praise, feedback, and needs with the school and districts that serve them in over 100 languages. Parents are routinely prompted with 3 simple questions. Are you happy with your child's school? What praise do you have? And what would make your experience better? We also allow our school and district partners to add and customize 1 additional question. Our platform uses natural language processing and automated bucketing so that they can quickly analyze qualitative and quantitative data from parents and convert parent sentiments into actionable analytics and reports within 1 business day. We've enabled our partners to hear from as many as 20,000 parents and gotten them back reports within 24 hours. We started in 2017 and have grown year over year, retaining over 90% of our customer accounts and over 150% of our customer revenue. We're on track to $1 million in ARR and are continuing to grow. Our ultimate goal is to strengthen kids in the communities and organizations that serve them through listening. So you can visit us at posip.com to learn more about how you can be part of our story. Thank you.
Nailed it. Great job, Shawnee. Great job as always. Yeah, once again, Shawnee went through pre-flight a few years ago and has continued to be involved and has just done really amazing things with POSIP and is continuing to grow. So once again, that form that I sent out, if there are potential school districts or investors or connections in this sort of world, please make sure to log that in the form and we'll get Shawnee and whoever that might be connected. Okay, and to round out the sort of high growth, we have another sort of newer company into the EC sphere within InFlight this year, and is very relevant right now with whatever, with the social media landscape. But it's my pleasure to welcome Johnny Clardy to the stage with Songfluencer.
Thanks, Jeremy. Hey guys, my name is Johnny and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Songfluencer. Songfluencer is an influencer marketing company with a strong focus on short form video apps. You might know this as something like a TikTok or Reels or Byte or a lot of new social media apps that are coming out. We started in 2018. Over the last few years, we've ran over 1,500 influencer campaigns. We've worked with every major record label. We've worked with artists including Ed Sheeran, Bruno Mars, Lil Nas X, and artists like Fleetwood Mac, Queen, and Elvis Presley. We've also been featured by Rolling Stone, Billboard, and Business Insider for our work collaborating with artists and influencers. But let me back up. Prior to starting Songfluencer, I worked for management companies. I worked at talent agencies like William Morris. I also worked for record companies. Influencer marketing entered the conversations in our community within the last 5 to 6 years. And so I knew we needed to figure out, and I needed to figure out a way to use influencers for my artists. The first thing I realized was that influencer marketing was hard. Doing it myself, it was insanely difficult and time consuming. I knew that it was hard for me. It was probably hard for others. With demand being high for influencers to promote songs and brands, but no companies activating influencer campaigns around them, I figured I could enter the marketplace with a unique perspective as my background was in music. I knew what the marketers were looking for and created campaigns around their needs. After starting the company, I quickly realized why it was hard for new entrepreneurs to enter the space. There were a lot of scalability issues. We could only work a couple of campaigns at a certain time. We could only build relationships with a certain amount of influencers at a certain time. Over time, we invested in a technology ecosystem that helped us achieve growth with our influencer network. We built accounting and campaign management software systems, and we also developed analytical tools to help our team make data-driven decisions. The ultimate goal of Songfluencer is to have humans focus on creative and the subjective components as much as possible, have automation and software handle everything else. After applying this outlook and approach in 2019, our revenue increased 10x in 2020. What we've realized is that we can't simply rely on robots or software to promote songs and brands. We've got to have a heartbeat. We've realized that humans will be effective with data, tech, and software. What I'm here to ask today is that our product is very well primed for a non-music application. My background is heavily in music. I'm looking for partners or help getting our product into the general marketplace. We're also considering looking at any whitelisting specialists or experts to help us. And last but not least, anyone that can help apply our product for any new verticals or SKUs, anyone that can help develop a technology team for us, or just synergize our product with any existing products that they have. Thanks.
Well done, well done. Really excited about Songfluencer and all the different opportunities that they have to address new markets, new verticals like Johnny was mentioning. So if you have anything in mind or ways that you could potentially support or make connections on behalf of, please use that form that I'm going to send one more time as we transition into the small to medium / enterprise businesses. And once again, just to kind of reiterate, all these teams in InFlight are looking to scale. They're looking to be high growth. The teams that are in this form or in this section have a more regional customer base right now, but are also looking to how can they expand that. So we're really excited about the next few teams and doing really interesting things and solving really interesting problems. So fingers crossed, Tanisha had a potential conflict, but I believe she's on the call. Tanisha, are you there?
I am here, Jeremy.
All right, I'm going to kick it over to you to take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We go about our lives using this system every day, but I'm pretty sure that many of us don't think about it until it doesn't work for us. The system I'm talking about is the transportation system. We depend on it. We can go from here to there using roads, sidewalks, or greenways. Even during quarantine, many of us had stuff delivered to our front door, but guess what? It's all transportation. Growing urban and rural communities develop plans to address issues of access and mobility. But I think we can improve on that process by addressing transportation problems of our most vulnerable populations, like low-income, minority, youth, seniors, and people who are disabled. Excuse me. When transportation opportunities open up for the most vulnerable, you can best believe that everyone is free to move about the cabin. I founded Fairpoint Planning in 2018 as a transportation planning firm to help people most impacted but rarely engaged in transportation decisions. As a certified transportation planner with over 25 years of experience in the industry, I work with organizations responsible for public transportation to analyze data and meaningfully, and that's important, meaningfully engage the public and stakeholders. Currently, the industry is not very diverse, but my goal is to build a diverse team of planners and engineers who think differently about problems and solutions and are ready to tackle systemic issues with our public infrastructure. Fairpoint is a certified woman and minority-owned business, and what we're looking for today is for introductions to firms in the architectural and engineering space to partner with on different projects that come out via RFP, RFQ. We're also looking for introductions to transportation decision makers. Thank you for your time.
Snaps for Tanisha. Great job. I'm really excited about Tanisha and what she's building and the problem that she's solving. And she's already grown a lot in the short amount of time that the program's gotten kicked off. And so we're excited for the future with Fairpoint Planning. And yeah, if I just keep iterating, the teams are making those asks for a reason. So if you have potential connections or if you might be someone that might be able to support, please use that form to complete that. Up next, we just have one of the dynamic duo of Leverage Creative Group, but I'm going to go ahead and welcome David up to the virtual stage to give us a little insight onto what they do at Leverage Creative Group.
Hey, Jeremy, I noticed we're ahead of schedule, so are you cool if I take like 10 or 15 minutes? Is that good?
Absolutely, man. It's that, you know, being an entrepreneur, it's all about taking the initiative and asking for the things that, you know, asking forgiveness instead of permission. So whatever it takes, I'll leave that up to you, but maybe not all 15, but you can take a little extra time.
Sure, I'll be brief. Thanks for having us. I'm David Loy with Leverage Creative Group. Subject matter experts, they often struggle with monetizing their expertise online. So they might be great at writing books or giving speeches or even just creating content, but a lot of times they have no idea how to actually turn that expertise into revenue. Well, Leverage Creative Group brings a solution to those experts. We exist to bring transformational content to qualified leads. So we're a digital publisher. We specialize in online audience building and course creation. And we're partners with our brands. And what that means is that we front the cost to build the websites, to attract the right target customers, to provide valuable content through emails and webinars, and then eventually to sell digital products to that audience. And then we pay the expert a royalty on the revenue that's generated from those digital products. And part of our offering includes the software that delivers all of those things. Now, as we all know, online education continues to be a growing market, and Leverage Creative Group is positioned to become a leader in this industry that's going to continue to attract customers in the years to come. Now, there are many companies that create online content, but we have several differentiating factors. One of those is that revenue model that I mentioned, the digital publishing model. Now, speaking of revenue, we're 3 years old. In 2020, we did just over 1.5 million in revenue. That was a 56% increase over 2019. So we're excited about that. And also excited to say that we've got projections of revenue growing again by 20 to 30% here in 2021. So lots of exciting things on our side. What we're looking to do is, number one, to continue learning. My co-founder and I, Chase Neely, we love to learn. We love to surround ourselves with experts, with people who have built businesses that we want to emulate, that we want to grow into one day. So we're looking to learn. And of course, we're also looking for any connections that you think might benefit from what Leverage does. But Jeremy, thanks for letting us be a part of this.
Absolutely, yeah. We're happy to have the Leverage crew in the InFlight cohort. You know, publishing, even though they're not only solely focused on authors and publishing, that is a big space in Nashville with Ingram and others. And so, yeah, I think it's we're really excited about Leverage and helping, you know, authors, but also just anyone with that thought expertise to be able to leverage their audience and get that coin. Thank you so much, David. Send Chase our best. We love him. You know, we miss him. You know, it's not the same without him. Like, you're great and all, but like, it's really the duo aspect that I'm looking for. No, I'm just kidding. We love you, David, and excited that you're in the program. So
thanks, Jeremy.
Next, oh, there he is, Chase. Why don't you show that face of yours, man? Maybe. No. Okay. So up next, we're going to hear from a staple in the Nashville community, Josh Mundy with Pivot Technology School. I'll go ahead and bring him up to the virtual stage, and as he does so, Josh has had a crazy couple of years with everything that some of you guys may know his story, but we're really excited about Pivot Technology School and what they're working on. And so I will kick it over to Josh to tell us a little bit about it.
Hello, everyone. Like you said, my name is Joshua Mundy. I am the CEO and co-founder of Pivot Technology School. Sorry, I'm driving. I'm getting to my destination. I have an interview in a few minutes because on March the 2nd, actually around this same time, March the 3rd, the tornado decided to knock on my door. So we have an interview shortly. But Pivot Technology School was designed because if you really think about the average median income of an African-American person in the United States is $30,000 $5,000. The average combined median income of a family or household is $58,000. The average role or the junior level role in technology is $65,000. And I believe that technology is the great equalizer to really bridge the wealth gap that's going on in our country. So Pivot Technology School is a 20-week accelerator teaching data analytics, front end and back end development, and cybersecurity. Like I said, our program was designed to really get minorities trained and engaged in technology careers. If you look at Nashville and where it's going, it's headed into tech and healthcare. So we have to really get a whole community trained up so they can fill some of these positions. So if they lived in Nashville all their lives, they can continue to live in Nashville and don't have to move outside of the city limits. Our ask is that we're on a road to 300. So we are looking to graduate 300 minorities this year in technology. We're also looking for 300 mentors and also looking to raise $300,000. The $300,000 is designed to really help offset tuition of some of our adult learners. We do not want finances to be a barrier by which somebody wants to pivot. So we like to offset their tuition so we can eliminate all excuses. So if you all can connect us, that'd be great. The website is pivottechschool.com. And I am Joshua Mundy at jmundy@pivottechschool.com. Thank you.
I love it. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, we got some shout outs of you being on the move, man on the go. Doesn't slow down for anything. Maybe we're coming up with a new term instead of a elevator pitch. It's like a Uber pitch or something like that, where you have a short amount of time, a drive-through pitch, friend.
Drive-through pitch.
Yeah, we got some good shout outs in the comments and potential connections. And so, yeah, Josh, what he mentioned is, the lab and a few of his businesses over in Germantown, North Nashville, got hit by a tornado, destroyed it. And he's been on, he still just keeps grinding away and making it happen. So we love Josh's spirit. We're glad that he's in InFlight and excited about the problem that they're solving here, especially here in Nashville. Guys, we're doing it. We only got one more pitch left. And it's not even 2:51. I'm going to save you all 30 minutes. Time is money. So with that, I'm really excited. Just a little bit of context. This last one, Tech Touch, they are actually based in Chattanooga. And I know that InFlight is primarily a Nashville-based program, but Gable was a part of our Pitch for Good series for Black founders that was held last year and was awarded a scholarship by a very awesome supporter of the EC. And so looking at everything, it made most sense for Gable to be enrolled in InFlight, and with him being in Tennessee, in Chattanooga, with the proximity effect, we're really excited to have him in the program, solving a real problem now. So I'm going to go ahead and be quiet and let Gable take it away.
Somebody muted him.
Hey, Gable, I think you might be muted. I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Jeremy. Hi, everyone. My name is Gable Eaton, and I am the founder and CEO of Tech Touch, and my product is UTouch. Just think for a minute. We're on an elevator. Before you touch that button, think about the germs that are on those buttons. Okay. I created UTouch, which is a wearable tech to prevent you from coming in contact with those germs on public touchscreens and on those elevators. Now, why UTouch? UTouch solved a problem. Right now, we're in a pandemic. This pandemic is going to end real soon, but the problem of germs on those public touchscreens and all those public surfaces is not going to go away. Hence, I created UTouch to protect the users from those germs on those touchscreens. Our target market or private users, and brand it. UTouch lends itself to branding. It comes in this very own keychain that you carry with you so that you can use it when you need to use it. What is our market? Our market are corporations for swag bags. Everybody's tired of those coffee cups and the little handkerchiefs and what have you. UTouch is a utility item. It gives the customer something to take with them to remind you of their visit or remind you of your business. And it has a use, a purpose, which is protecting them from germs on public terrains. Our traction, we've had sales of about $3,000 within the last 3 months. And this is just individual sales from our website with very minimum ads. So UTouch is a device that is going to be used now and post COVID-19 because there will always be germs out there that we need to be aware of. Thank you.
Well done, Gable. I'm going to go ahead and send this form just one last time. So if you have someone that you believe Gable should be in touch with or connected to, you use that form and you can do that all in one go. I know I've sent it like 15,000 times, but it is the name of the game. You guys are lighting up the comments and pushing the form up, so I got to keep it relevant. You guys, we did it. It's 2:54 and a little ahead of schedule. But basically, to recap, we have some really exciting teams in InFlight this year. Over the course of this year, they're going to be hearing from world-class speakers, and these are going to be Nashville founders that have successfully exited companies. And some of those people you're familiar with, folks like Clint Smith, folks like Beth Chase, who I think might be on this call right now. These are Nashville founders that have made it happen in here, and we want to leverage their insights and their experience on behalf of the founders. We pair them with mentors across industries and across expertise. You know, these are also folks that have sold businesses, but these are also legal experts like the folks at Bradley, or financial experts like the folks at CLA, you know, statewide knowledge like Launch Tennessee, and, you know, investment knowledge in the way of Silver Falcon, and banking and other kind of financial knowledge within Fourth Capital. Those are all of our partners, and thank you once again to the partners that make this program happen. And you know, last but not least, they connect with each other, and I think that's why I'm really excited about InFlight, because these founders are all in different industries, but what sort of unites them is that they're all building a product or a service in Nashville in a unique way, and are trying to grow this thing like bananas. And so having access to each other is a big point of the program that we emphasize. And as you can see, they're really smart, talented founders that are in the program that I get the pleasure of working with and supporting. But a huge piece of InFlight is you guys, the community. You guys represent Nashville. You all, as you're hearing these things, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, like I know someone who might be able to use that, or they would benefit from talking to this person. And while we want to be diligent in who we're making connections to, part of this event is those asks that they have out to the community, and how we can leverage you all and your audiences to support these founders, because all boats rise with the tide. So with that, I just want to say thank you again to the sponsors. Congratulations to the founders for being in InFlight, for nailing your first elevator pitch. Having an elevator pitch isn't just so when you're in an actual elevator with an investor. How often does that happen? But these entrepreneurs are going to have to explain their business a trillion times over the next few years, and the more that they can get it concise, the better it is that they can take advantage of those opportunities. And so thank you for being diligent in your messaging teams, and I'm really excited about each and every one of you as we progress our way through InFlight. So with that, I encourage you to use that form. There's also a place in there to ask any questions or provide any feedback, or if you're wanting to get in touch with the EC in general, and maybe outside of supporting the teams, there's a spot to do that in the form as well. So with that, I will gift you back minutes of your day. And I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week, a wonderful start to March, and a happy and healthy 2021. And with that,
Great work, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks, Marcus.
Thanks, Jeremy.
And with that, I'm going to sing our sign-off song for InFlight as everyone logs off.
Yes.
As we log off from the event, we all going to be happy. Use the form to connect with our teams so they can be successful. Fourth Capital and CLA and Bradley and Launch, Tennessee. They are our partners with InFlight at the EC. So follow me to the place where all the startups thrive.
This is like tea.
It's working. It's working for
I'm
me.
losing participants as we're going. I'm supposed to log off as I'm playing the log off song. So log off of Zoom today, so I can go eat lunch. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to be Songfluencer soon, doing major campaign plans for my custom songs. So be on the lookout. I love that there's still people on.
I think it's the song. It was like keeping people logged on to hear.
I know. Maybe I should have figured that out sooner. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop share and log everyone off. Much love. Talk to you soon. Beth, I see you.